Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Ritu Jolly live from the IIHM Kolkata studio. And welcome to this wonderful session where we have a very special person with us. We have the gentleman who's behind opening the Fairfield by Marriott Kolkata, Mr. Abhishek Sachdev. Welcome to this session, Mr. Sachdev.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon, everyone.
Wonderful to have you here. So you've had
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
Yes, you've opened the Fairfield by Marriott in record time of three months, I think.
Yes,
Am I
that's
correct?
right. That's right. That's very recent, and it's also fresh. Feels like yesterday.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you graduated in the year 2006. Am I correct?
That's right. That's right. Yes. I graduated from IIHM Chandigarh in 2006.
Right. Tell us a little about your journey in hospitality, because I believe you've had a very varied journey, both in India as well as internationally.
That's right. Hospitality was always the first choice of career for me. I know a lot of students in my batch. I won't be able to comment now how the generation thinks now, but a lot of students of my batch landed up in a hotel management degree course by default. However, that was not the case for me. I always wanted to do this. It was something that I had my eyes set upon during my school days itself. I got the opportunity to train at 2 Oberoi hotels during my, graduation. So that was really helpful for me to get a perspective of what Indian hospitality, luxury hospitality is all about. I had 2 stints, one at the Rajvilas in Jaipur and one at the Wildflower Hall in Shimla. Thereafter, I joined ITC Hotels. They have a fantastic management training program at the ITC Hospitality Management Institute. This was in Gurgaon. I was there for 18 months, followed by 3.5 years, working for ITC Hotels in Bangalore. That's where I also did the pre-opening of the ITC Gardenia. So that was my first pre-opening in 2009, and then 10 years later, we've opened Fairfield here in Calcutta. So yes, so post the ITC, I was in Europe for a couple of years. I spent 14 months doing my MBA at École Hotelier de Lausanne. And I was also doing some fundraising in and around Europe. Thereafter, came back to India, joined the Taj Hotels, spent 6 years with them in Kerala and in Chennai. And this is my first stint with Marriott. I've been with them for about 9 months now.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Lovely. That's been a very interesting journey, I must say. Europe as well as in India, and that too, in the south and now in the east of India, really.
Yes, so it's been a bit of a ride. You see, I have spent some time in Bangalore. This company I was associated with had the on stadia entertainment contract for inside the stadium. Other than these were being conducted by this company, and I was working as a number 2. But there are things such as real estate, banking, consulting, event management. I mean, I know of so many of my classmates, batchmates from my IIHM days and from my management training. Someone who's a leading real estate professional now in Hyderabad. I know someone who's a leading banker in Gurgaon. So hospitality, in addition to the tenets of the hotel, and related businesses, also is a fantastic finishing school. And not only finish 6 months or 3 months, but a hotel management degree is a 3-year-old finishing school or a 4-year-old finishing school, depending on where you're doing it. So, that's sort of for different avenues, that open after our graduation, and, the world becomes your playing ground.
Absolutely. And it's so easy to really move, within the industry, be it, for example, you were with hotels, move to event management, coming back to, or moving to restaurants and so on. So there's just so many possibilities for somebody who's graduated from a hospitality college, really.
It is true because, hotel management degrees, hospitality colleges add a lot of value to our lives in not just our professional sphere, but our personal sphere as well. Things such as public speaking, things such as, your presentation skills, how do you carry yourself? And, small things like that make a lot of difference in today's professional world. And it has been the same, for the past couple of decades or so, and it will continue to remain the same, because the skills that a hotel school provides us, a hospitality degree provides us, are something that are not taught in other degrees, let's say for engineers or are appreciated and looked upon in a very positive manner when you go to other industries.
Absolutely. It's been quite a few years since you graduated. What are the changes that you have seen in the youngsters these days?
In fact, it's a positive thing that I've come to note over the years. The first choice of all the hospitality graduates in our time used to be hotels only. Everyone wanted to be a GM, at some point of time in their lives. But now I see, you get a group of 50 people together and you do a raise of hands, guys, how many of you would like to be general managers, in your career of a hotel? And probably you'll have only 50% or less than 50% of that raising their hands for that. Because all of them have realized that hospitality is, while it is essentially about hotels and the larger hospitality business, but there is also so much more to it, that they have also started looking at it as a building ground, as a foundation for their careers in other industries as well.
Absolutely, yes. And what advice would you give? You began as a management trainee. So what are the attributes that one should have, or what are the areas I would say that one needs to work on in order to get the become a management trainee?
So yes, a fantastic question for the students right now, and they must pay attention, because I'm sure very soon when all this corona situation, recruitments will start for big hotel companies, and they will come to campus and start the interviews. When hotel companies come on campus interviews, or they call students, however, when the interview round start, the expectations are very basic. Okay, they don't expect you to understand how you will run a profit and loss hotel business. No, they don't expect. While they do expect you to have a basic understanding of what is it, but they don't expect you to run it. What they would expect you to know is your basics, right? Whatever has been your curriculum for the past 3 to 4 years, that in all the major subjects, you must know your basics, because at the end of the day, someone who wants to achieve success in hospitality business must be a jack of all trades, while they can continue to be a master of one, but being a jack of all trades is equally important. And the second and more important one, in addition to knowing your basics right, is your general abilities, as a professional. They do not see you as a management trainee over the next 18 to 24 months. They see you as a manager over the next 5 years, and they probably see you as a senior manager or a general manager over the next 10 to 12 years. So when a company is recruiting you, they are not looking at how you're going to be over the next 2 years. They're looking at what is it that you might become over the next 5 to 10 years. So, in our campus recruitment days, we used to have a very popular adage. Listen, this company is going to choose the lady amongst the girls and the gentleman amongst the boys. So, that's what you got to focus on. You got to make sure that you put it out there that, you prepared yourself in a manner that you are willing to put the time and commitment and dedication to build a career with the organization you want to be a part of.
Absolutely. I think that advice was really, really good, because you do have a lot of students who do become management trainees and lots more who aspire. And coming from you, I'm sure this very, very valuable advice here. With this changing generation, we have a question here that with this COVID-19, a lot of processes will change, a number of things will change. Do you have any advice for these youngsters who would be graduating in this scenario? What is it that they should focus on now?
In such times when there's uncertainty all over, the first thing that comes to my mind as a piece of advice is, one is hand is better than two in the bush. We must realize the reality of placements, and job offers now, that the market has shrunk already. It's going to shrink further. The opportunities may not be very many to come by. So it is important and vital that whatever we do get a chance upon, we hold on to it dearly, right? Maybe this year, last time, we would have had, graduates with 3 or 4 options, and they would choose amongst that. But right now, I would say we must commit ourselves to the first thing that comes our way, and charter our way through that as a medium to where we see ourselves over the next 5 years. It's
Right.
putting this together. The essence of this is that we must not bounce around in such uncertain times. An opportunity which is welcoming you with open arms is something that you must go for.
Absolutely. But all the same, there's so many other newer opportunities possibly that would be open to you, various opportunities in marketing, online, digital marketing, and so on. These are all newer opportunities that would be opening, because any change really brings in a number of newer opportunities for everyone.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you mentioned digital. When we were graduating, there was nothing known as digital at that point in time. For that matter, we did not even have a sales and marketing management training program in most companies. So right now, if someone is passionate about marketing, they need not necessarily go the conventional, they can also go the digital way of marketing. I know of PR managers, very successful PR managers of large hotel companies who have quit their jobs and opened digital marketing agencies. Bringing me to the point that entrepreneurship is also, a very big name to the game, in today's times. While we all believe that the right way to start, our careers is with a safe job, but let me give you an example. In my previous job, when I was with the Taj in Chennai, I happened to interview a fresh graduate of a hospitality school, and I asked him, what have you been doing for the last 9 months? You graduated 9 months ago, you don't have anything in your CV, and you're looking for a job now. So I need to really understand that, did you try to get more jobs? So what is it? His answer shocked me and pleasantly surprised me at the same time. This young boy from Agra tells me, sir, I opened and ran food home delivery business from my mother's kitchen.
Wow, that's very enterprising.
That's very enterprising indeed. And, I was intrigued, obviously, and I asked him a lot. So 25 minutes out of the 30-minute interview call were about how he started that business, how he developed it. And towards the end of the call, I asked him, so why are you leaving all of that and, finding a job? And again, his answers were surprising. He said, now the business is settled enough that I have got an employee and my mom can run it on herself. And now I will start from ground zero, something I could have done at the end of my graduation also, but I helped my mom set up a business, and now it's time for me to do what I like to do.
Wow, that's fabulous.
So you see that the opportunities are endless. I mean, you can open a food delivery business from your home's kitchen as well. I mean, I had never imagined this. If it can happen in a city like Agra, it can happen in Calcutta, it can happen in other cities as well. Of course, there are some, licenses and some legal aspects that we must not overlook. We must go by the book at all times. But it's phenomenal what that boy did. In 9 months, he created a micro business for his mother to run. So not only will have his own income. Obviously, I recruited him and he was a part of my team for about a year. Not only will he have an income of his own, but he's also given a source.
Absolutely. That's absolutely fantastic. In fact, we at IIHM, we have this, we have various programs that become entrepreneurs.
Right.
So we give them enough knowledge in that sense also. And that's, again, like you said, home delivery and so on. I think one would get plenty of opportunities now.
Absolutely. The opportunity is going to be open.
Situation.
We were talking about COVID. We must remember that the focus of every business now will be on hygiene. Every possible marketing effort or initiative must have some information about how hygiene is essential to everything we do. So yes, things like these small entrepreneurship ventures, at times like these can give you surprisingly positive results at times.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. So, we do have, even at IIHM, we have a number of students who do go up to Canada and who go to other countries to pursue their masters. And of course, they work there. And there are some who also look at, who keep sort of thinking about whether they should do their masters in India and then take on another job. What advice would you have for the students who are looking at possibly doing their post-graduation in India here?
So I'm a firm believer in trusting the process. The process of education is when you learn something, you must put that theory into practice. If any of us believes that doing a master's degree is beneficial right after graduating from a bachelor, let me ask them this question. If you do a master's degree or post-graduation right after finishing your bachelor's, what did you really gain from whenever you do get a job after graduating from the master's, your job will happen on the basis of your master's degree. So while you or your parents have invested in yourselves, in a bachelor's education, you haven't really received a return on that investment. Bring me to the point, it is vital that once we graduate from a bachelor's degree, we must spend at least a minimum of 2 years, and it could be in any form. It could be an entrepreneurial venture, it could be a job in hotels, it could be a job in any industry whatsoever, aligned with your dream or preferences before we embark on a post-graduation course. Any MBA degree or a master's degree worth its salt, worth its merit, would have a minimum work experience requirement for their admissions, for a simple reason that the learning curve is a lot more deeper, a lot more interesting. You start something, you put that theory into practice, you've gained a lot of experience. Now you come to an MBA, not only do you bring your previous education, but you also bring your experience on the table. And when you grow out of here, you are such an that you've seen different things at different stages of your academic and professional career. You're ready to take on the world, and in a hospitality specifically, no matter whether you graduate from a bachelor's or a master's degree, you have to go up from the ranks. If one believes that after graduating of an MBA, one is directly recruited resident manager, no, I'm afraid that doesn't happen. You have to either go the management training way or go the rank and file way, become associates. So, well, yes, education is important. So, it helps us, gives a perspective in our lives. It helps in our professional and personal development. But it is still even more that we spend time in the industry after a bachelor's degree before we move on to pursue a master's.
Right, absolutely agreed. Our industry is all about experience.
It is indeed, absolutely.
The more experience that you have, and yes, and stars in our industry is concerned.
Sure, absolutely. And it multifolds when you add experience and education before going to a post-graduation. The opportunities after that multifold. I mean, you do a bachelor's, you do a master's, you might get an offer at a base level, which would probably be the same as you would get now. So why do that? In fact, you work, then you do a master's, and that's where you see a big jump coming your way. I mean, it happened with me, and I'm speaking out of experience. So yeah, that's my recommendation to everyone.
Absolutely. It's been absolutely wonderful speaking to you, ladies and gentlemen. Abhishek Sachdev, hotel manager, Fairfield by Marriott Kolkata. It's been really wonderful speaking to you. Before we sign out, one last question. What would be your advice to the young aspiring hoteliers, somebody who's possibly thinking about joining hotel management?
I would say that, when we graduated, we were looked as people who went for non-conventional courses. Hospitality in 2003 wasn't a very conventional choice of career. But now is the time. COVID is temporary. We get over this in time. We all know that. How much time it might take, we don't know as yet. But yes, we will all get over this. And when the right time comes, hospitality and tourism is going to be a different ball game, something much larger than we have seen over the past few years. So to all the aspiring students, who might take this as a reference, of all the aspiring hospitality students, if there was ever a time to, enroll yourselves for a hotel management degree or a hospitality school, this is it. Because by the time you come out of it 3 to 4 years down the line, the industry would have jumped leaps and bounds, and the opportunities would be galore. And for professionals graduating, let's say in 2023, 2024, will have so much on the platter that you might have a problem of choices. So we must foresee what's ahead of us and take our decisions accordingly. So yes, if someone has been evaluating a hospitality degree, there has never been a better time.
I so agree with you, and that is, I think, wonderful advice really to the youngsters, and a very, very positive outlook, because yes, we are expecting a lot of change in the industry and a lot of new things to come around post-COVID.
Absolutely,
but
yes.
It's been absolutely, yes.
Sure, sorry, go ahead, please.
No, go ahead, please.
Nothing, I was just saying that, we will get through this. These are hard times for all of us, I'm sure, including the students who've been, engaging, through digital channels. I'm sure everyone wants to come back, to their classrooms and meet their friends. But we will get through this and we will come out stronger. And it's not just the academia, but the professional industry as well. Everyone is looking forward to that. Absolutely.
Wonderful. And it's been absolutely wonderful speaking with you, Mr. Sachdev. And thank you so much for taking time out.
Thank you for everyone for